Welcome to the worst lighted fucking living room in Ireland with the best dressed chest in the West with also a bit of stubble. It's episode 45. It's the Chef Fit podcast. What are we talking about, pal?
Wagwan, Cam.
Fucking wagwan, me brother. Resetting your shit after a holiday or a setback. Why are we talking about this? Because me and Peter have been on it.
You're fresh back.
I've been on it. Peter's been on a nice little fucking weekend away. I'm fucked by all.
You know what, Cab? It was nice. It was different. So the last couple of times, right? Now I only went to Blackpool, right? But the last couple of times I went, they were full on, right? So I went with my dad and my brother, and there was all types of messing going on, right? We had all the old types of fun, me and my brother, like behind me dad, you know, that type of way. And we had a whopper time. And always looking forward to go back. And, you know, I associate Blackpool with the sesh. This time I went over. My dad came as well, but my brother didn't go. The missus didn't come. So it was more or less just me and the kids. And my dad was down the road in his sister-in-law's house. And my cousin that lived there gave us a car for the 3 days. So that kept me from just not falling into routines, but like, say when I was a kid, if you went to Blackpool, it was always amazing, but what you did was you played pool in the pub that your parents were drinking in.
God, absolutely.
Or in the car park of the pub you were drinking in. And that would have been the exact same this time with my kids going over here, only for we had the car. So because I was driving, I wasn't drinking.
So your parents used to bring you over?
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. That's brilliant. Tradition, folks.
Yeah. And then my dad's brother moved over there. So I have 4 cousins there that are my age, and then they all have kids that are my kids' age. So that's that's carrying on then. You know, like soon my kids will be going with their kids. And I'll be total on. But it was different, and it was nice to go away and not go mental.
Yeah.
And not lose myself. It was 3 long full days. Like, you know, one of those 25,000 step days where I drive into town and walk around for like 4 hours, just stopping, eating fucking fresh baked donuts every 20 minutes on the seashore. Whopper. What you grew up to yourself?
Went to your hometown, pal. Late.
Did you go for the match for the 1-0 win?
Couldn't get fucking tickets. Was it not 2-0? I think it was 2-0, pal. I think you need to get your facts right there, Pedro.
There you go.
We went on Friday night. Supposed to be a quiet couple of points on the Friday night, turned into a fucking absolute just mental.
Is it mates over there or mates from here that you go over?
No, 7 mates of mine. 3 of them are big Leeds fans. So fucking we rent an apartment every year. Or the lads, right? It was my first year going over. And rent an apartment. Apartment has fucking 2 double beds, 7 people. Good crack. So I'd say I slept about 5 hours in fucking 2 nights. Not in great shape. Friday night was good crack, absolutely hilarious. Wake up fucked on Saturday morning, watch the World Cup final for the rugby, and then cooked a bit of food for the lads. And we mooched into town, found a nice little traditional pub. I had an old steak and ale pie and about 12 pints, just to fucking soothe me soul from the night before. Couldn't get tickets. Couldn't get tickets. You need to have a membership on the site, and it's one ticket per membership or something like that. So the two diehards.
Told us because we're second in the league now, and we're going up, and this is the year, and Bielsa's there, and Kefi's banging in the goals, and it's all going on now.
2-0. So I went and fucking Peter asked me to get a fucking program for him. I went to the lads. I went to my mate Steve, who's going to the match. Steve, get us a program, man, will you? And he laughed at me. He fucking laughed at me. I was like, fuck you, man. Get us a program. Like, anyway, laughs at me, doesn't tell me where he's going to get a program. Comes back, gets a program for his old lad. I said, what the fuck are you doing, pal? What are you doing? So anyway, that was Saturday. Saturday night, we went to some fucking mental warehouse gig. Some DJ we knew was playing. That obviously turned out exactly how you'd imagine it to turn out.
Yes.
Same crack. Then woke up Sunday morning, felt like I've been hit by about 2 buses and then run over, reversed back over me. Flew back then from Bradford on the Sunday night, and then lied crippled in my girlfriend's arms on the until I fucking fell asleep. It's good crack. Spent yesterday recovering and back on the wagon today and smashing it out. So that was it's crack. Leeds is a fucking hilarious place, man. Hilarious. Loads of character. Good people as well. I like fucking Northerners. You know, their sound. They're very similar to Irish people. And no, I love English people, obviously, but you know, Northerners, like, just they're fucking good, hearty people, you know. And also pastries, pal, unfucking believable, unbelievable. Didn't get into a Greg's. I said I was going to go to Greg's. Didn't go to Greg's, but into that pub, steak and ale pie, best fucking puff pastry I've ever had. Proper, like, not a fucking, you know, in out of the packet into an old bowl in the microwave, like a real serious
Whopper.
Steak and ale, absolutely delicious. Take that all day. Fresh peas, fucking shell them themselves, fresh out, bit of fucking butter, a few chips. See you later. So I was chuffed.
Blackpool is if Finglas and Ballyfermot had a baby. That's what Blackpool is like. There wasn't a full set of teeth between the whole fucking town.
Yeah, but that makes it better, man. A few points and you'd be fucking.
Oh, yeah, big time. They're all very salt of the earth people, you know,
exactly,
like super disadvantaged, but like everybody's real nice.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Loads and loads of family there. Like, I've loads of family there and loads of family in London.
Yeah,
and they are a different type of person up north.
Yeah, big time.
Be more real or something like that.
Northern boys love gravy.
Love gravy.
So that's the crack. So me and Peter have been away. Few drinks had, you know, bit fucking tired, bit thrown out of the routine. That takes us into today's episode, son. What are we on about? Resetting yourself after a holiday. This is, sometimes it boggles me, right? But I can understand it. The big problem that I'm trying to solve here and get across to you and convey to people is, you know, you'll have a holiday, and most people, especially if you're into your training, you're into taking care of yourself, you're into fucking doing your lifestyle. And I look at the chefs in Chef Fit, and the biggest slip up that I've seen is holidays. People going on holidays, freaking out they're going to lose their results, and then coming back and going, oh, fuck, it's all fucking done now. And then you just can't get back on the wagon. Can't get back on the wagon, man. How many times have we fucking seen that in the group? You know what I mean? Yeah. Mental. Absolutely.
More than that.
Yeah.
The best piece of advice for people going on holidays that I can give is enjoy your fucking holidays.
Big time. 100%. Like, the last
thing and then come back and earn it and then come back and pay for it. There you go.
The last thing I was thinking about was like, unless I'm like, obviously I was in fucking Leeds. It was piss and rain for 2 days, you know, with the group of 7 lads. I was in fucking rags for about 72 hours. So like, my first priority wasn't training. If I was in Spain or I was south of fucking France or I was somewhere nice and it was a longer, stay, obviously I'd fucking try and see if there was a gym, or I'd see if I could go for a run somewhere. But it's just not a priority, chap. It's just not a priority at that stage in the game, you know? And I think when you got to look at your time for what it is, holiday time is for decompressing. It's for relaxing. It's for switching off from the bollocks, switching off from the bullshit and taking a brain holiday as well as a physical holiday. You know, what most people do, and the big problem I see is, okay, right, I'm going on holidays. I'm going to shit my pants for 2 weeks beforehand because I think I'm going to get real fat. And then I go over there and I end up getting over the emotion by shit, binge eating, drinking like a fucking lunatic, thinking that everything's gone to shite. And then when I come back, I can't get back on the wagon because I can't get quote unquote motivated. So again, as Peter said, like, enjoy your holiday. Stop feeling guilty about it and understand that that time is for relaxing and recharging. And then when you're back, that's when you're disciplined again. You know, that's when you're disciplined again. But the way I see it is, it's like a fucking emotional roller coaster. Like, you go, and this is the same whether it's a holiday, whether it's a setback where you've been injured for a while, same thing that I'm fucking going through at the moment with my back and my hand. It's like, you know, injuries, any kind of setback, breakups, fucking, you know, lost your job, holiday, anything that disrupts equilibrium in your life, basically, you know. It's an emotional roller coaster. It takes you for, like, think about getting on a roller coaster. You're in fucking Funderland or Disneyland or wherever you're at. You get on, cool. Like, the thing is fucking. So I haven't said Funderland. I didn't even know I remembered Funderland there for a second. Fuck me. Anyway, The old waltzers. So imagine you're on a roller coaster, and for anyone listening to this, I'm doing an old snake move with the hand to indicate the path of a roller coaster. Yeah, exactly, pal. You got it. So you think about roller coaster. There's periods where it's not as scary, and there's periods where it's fucking high throttle and you're screaming your fucking loaf off. You got to understand that when you're back from a holiday, the emotions are running high. You're very low in serotonin, especially if you've had a heavy weekend or a heavy holiday. Your head could be all over the fucking place. And the last thing that you want to do is, get back on it. I understand. I get that. But like a roller coaster, hard times are going to be followed by good times. The thing is going to speed up and it's going to slow down. And eventually it's going to fucking stop and it'll be fine and it'll be over. And the problem with what I see is that people are so governed by their emotions that they think the state of mind that they're in is actually a permanent state. When the reality is, a state is a fleeting thing. It comes and it goes, Today I feel fucking great. Tomorrow I feel shit. Today I feel depressed and anxious. Tomorrow I feel ecstatic and happy and satisfied and fulfilled. That's life. It's the feelings change all the fucking time. And what you got to do and understand is understand that the commitment you make to your lifestyle is the thing that levels all of that shit out. You know what I mean? It levels all of that out. For example, like today I woke up late. I stayed up late last night stupidly watching a fucking new series on Netflix that I ended up, I should have cut it at fucking 10 o'clock.
Top Boy?
Huh?
Top Boy?
No, I already watched Top Boy late.
Okay.
The Devil Next Door just came out. It's about this fucking Ukrainian lad who was living in the States, who was basically wrongly identified as this guy called Ivan the Terrible, who was a Nazi fucking gas chamber operator who would just a hideous human being. It was mental. It was mad. It was good. They took him to Israel and tried him. So anyway, I watched fucking 5 episodes of that last night. And then this morning I woke up with my head up my hole later than I normally would be. And in that state of mind, it's like you've got so much fear and anxiety in your fucking mind. And when I don't experience that regularly. When I'm in tune, when I'm on my routine, I'm good. I'm no problem. Throw me out of my routine and still I have to do a day's work. I am all over the fucking place. All over the place. And especially when I've got limited time, because then I'm up against it. I'm straight away into the pressure. And in my head, it's like, fuck, Jesus, I'm going to have to, this day is going to be bollocks, this and that. And I was like, nah, man, hold on a fucking second. Take a second to breathe here. Stick your shoes on, stick your shorts on, jump down on the floor, stretch out your fucking hips, go through your dynamic warm-up, stick Strava on your phone and go for a 2K run. Then come back, jump in the shower, finish it on cold, and then jump and fucking meditate for 10 minutes. Like, even that process and that little bit of discipline that I basically woke up mind in a bad place, chaos in my day, absolute chaos in my day. And all it required was for me to just breathe and fucking grab it and just go, nah, not accept. Yeah, reset, not accepting the bullshit. After the meditation, I write down, and this is something I don't do often, but I do it the odd time, and it's I journal feelings. So let's say like this morning, I literally didn't remember writing down, I feel uncertain, I feel lethargic, I feel unmotivated, I feel fearful. And when I wrote them down, I read over them 3 times, and I wrote a line behind it, below it, and I said, I will not let this stop me. I will not give into it. Those are my lines. That was my intention. I will not stop. I will not give into these feelings. And then I wrote, I'm going to finish today fucking satisfied.
Wait till you get to your fucking 30s. You think that's the fear? Wait till you get into your 30s, mid-30s.
Stop. I think I was a bit of a Benjamin.
But that's all it is. That's the fear, Everybody can always find an excuse. If you wanted to find it, if you were a person that gives into excuses and reasons, you will always be able to find a reason to not get it done.
Big time.
And like you said, with the holiday excuse being up there with the number one excuse, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking excuse. I don't know if it was you that said this to us or somebody else, but the days you feel like you don't want to do it,
it's most important.
They're the most important days to get it done. And when you were saying there about just resetting your mindset, just go, right, fuck this, just get up and get out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got home, my plan was originally when I got home on Friday was to do the park run on Saturday, because I'm trying to align my 50th park run with Ellis doing the park run and
my.
Jasper coming over and all, you know what I mean? And before you head off and everything, I wanted to get my 50th done before that.
Yeah.
But that's only a fucking number. It doesn't matter. I got home about 1 o'clock Friday night. Hadn't seen the wife in a few days. We caught up.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up the next morning, it wasn't park run that was getting done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So chilled out, sat on the couch. The four of us just stayed in, did nothing. It was pissing rain. We all kind of just, came down off the holiday, got back into our familiarities.
Yeah.
And then Sunday morning, straight up and got Sunday work done. Went into the gym, did Friday session.
Yeah.
Monday, finished work, went and got Monday's gym session done. And now I'm back on my routine.
Totally.
I feel like I didn't leave it because I didn't give myself a chance to. I could have easily not went on Sunday because I had every single excuse under the sun. Just back from holidays. It's Sunday. I'm up early. It's a school night.
Yeah.
It's the end of the kids' week off. You know what I mean? The routine has to be at home as well and all that stuff. Every single reason under it. And the other excuse of I'm fucking tired.
Totally.
I'd rather sit on the sofa and play FIFA all day.
There's two things there, man. Like there's two things that you got to look at. So like the first thing is understanding that, you have a fucking choice. And this is the big thing that a lot of people don't like, the Jocko Willink who wrote Extreme Ownership, great, this great quote for you. Jocko, how do you wake up early? You just wake up early. You know what I mean? It's like you make the fucking choice to do it. How do you wake up at 4:30 and train? You wake up at 4:30 and train. When the alarm goes off, you get the fuck up, There's no magic pill or potion for that kind of discipline. But the first thing you got to understand is that you have a choice in these matters. You can either come back from a holiday and fucking take a day to die on the couch afterwards and then get your shit together the next day, or you can come back and you can fucking let yourself reside into a 2-month-long rut. That's your choice. That's your call. And if you don't want to make if you think that because you're on holidays and you don't feel great, fuck off. Listen. The whole idea, the reason that Peter's able to do that, the reason that I'm able to do that, and the reason that, I've seen so many chefs be able to stay consistent over so many long periods of time is commitment to something. Like you're committed to something. And this is the second thing. When you're committed, your feelings don't necessarily govern how you act. That's what a sacrifice is. A sacrifice is when you have to do something you don't want to fucking do and you have to give up maybe something that you do want to do in order to do that thing. That's what commitment is. If you've ever played for a sports team, if you've ever done anything like that, you show the fuck up when you don't want to. I don't know how many Tuesday, Thursday nights I spent on a back pissing rain fucking back pitch doing burpees face down in a fucking puddle because that's what you did, and that's what the team fucking did. That's what commitment means. And you show up no matter what, hail, rain, or fucking snow. Now, it's not that you have to be that militant with yourself and your own lifestyle. There's obviously going to be days, and I have those days, and Peter has those days, where you do fucking scrap it. But fuck me, they're every once in a while. They're definitely not a consistent thing,
Need a day, take a day.
You take a day. But you got to be, again, that commitment to something overrides the feelings. The other thing is then not even deliberation, being deliberate. So like think about it, man. Like you had that day where you were back grand, next day fucking up, gym, get it done, get it done no matter what. For me today, run and a gym session today. And was the run mental? No. Was the gym session mental? No. But I got it fucking done. I got it done. And finishing that, now I go to sleep tonight satisfied that I fucking said I did everything I said I would. And when I wake up tomorrow, that negativity is gone. It's gone. And the problem is you're not getting on the offensive. You're not getting on the attack. You're in this reactive state where you think life is happening to you. It's that red pill thing we talk about all the time. You think life is fucking just happening to you and there's nothing you can do and you're helpless. Bollocks. Absolute bollocks. We all have a fucking choice. And when you take something like the blue pill, which is what we speak about, aka you're taking massive ownership of your life and you're fucking responsible for every decision that you make and you're responsible for every fucking outcome, then you realize that you have a choice in what you're doing in your life. I have a choice of whether I want to feel shit today or whether I'm going to finish it feeling good. But that's my call. That's tremendous amounts of power. And I think about when I write down, when I'm doing my meditation or I'm going for that fucking run, I'm not doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I know what I'm going to feel like after. I'm going to feel like my brain is clear. I'm going to feel focused. I'm going to feel like I have fucking clarity. And when I'm in that mode and when I'm in that fucking state of mind and I go and attack my day, I'm an animal. But when I don't do that shit, I am dead in the water. My brain is just like, if I don't take control and manage it and fucking determine what state of mind I'm in, it's not going to work. It doesn't. So from a practical point of view, think about it like you're going into, like, I literally thought about today, like, I'm going to war and this is a battle I'm going to win. And there's no fucking hope that I'm going to lose today and I'm going to give up at fucking 1 o'clock and sit on the couch. It's like, nah, Mal, you are going to get your run done. You're going to do exactly what your morning routine normally is. Plan the fucking day to the nines, task out everything, put the times on them and get it done. Get it done. And after you get it done, you come home, you go to the gym, you get that gym session done that you missed on fucking Monday. And then after that, you come home, you cook your food and you bang at your podcast, and I'll do a small bit of work after this. But when I finished that meditation, the key thing that I said is that I stated exactly what I wanted from today. And that's something that not a lot of people will do. They don't state what they actually want. As I said, be deliberate. I will not finish this day with doubt. I will not finish this day unsatisfied with what the fuck I did. And that's just not going to happen. So when I'm deliberate about that, then my plan follows and I write down the tasks and I write down the times. Now it's just on me to execute. I might be a bit tired. Cool. Get a fucking coffee or two into you and go and attack. That's it. That is it. So for any of you listening, for any of you that have those setbacks where you have breakups, where you've moved things and things are fucking shuffled all over the place, let me state very clearly that the only way that you fix things is by fucking putting your foot down. That's it. Put your fucking foot down and say, this is what I'm going to do, And Jocko, again, if people don't listen to Jocko Willink, you should listen to his podcast. You should read his book, Extreme Ownership. Unbelievable. But he always speaks about going on the offensive, and when he was a Navy SEAL commander in Iraq, in Ramadi. It was probably the most vicious place in the Iraq war, It was where the Mujahideen were at their fucking absolute pinnacle, with Zarqawi was the leader of Al-Qaeda, not Al-Qaeda, the Mujahideen.
The most dangerous place in history.
Yeah, it was mental, really mental. And his thing was always, like, through their principles, like, you got to fucking go on the offensive. You got to attack anything he talks about, whether that's his principles or even just his advice in your life, is go and attack. Stop waiting. Stop sitting there thinking something's going to fucking happen. That's why so many people are fucking miserable and so many people play the victim. They actually think that life is something that will just kind of just pan out whatever fucking way you like. It doesn't. It doesn't pan out whatever way you like. It'll pan out depending on your action. If you don't take action, shit things happen. If you take action, you will make massive changes. It's that simple. So think about recapping the whole thing. Like, the hotel, fuck me. I'm still in Leeds.
Still in Leeds, 1 foot in English.
Leeds.
Marching on together.
It was a good bit of that. My brother's a Leeds fan. I don't know why the fuck so many Irish people are Leeds fans, but I haven't seen a Leeds match since about fucking 1999.
I went to Leeds Blackpool 2 years ago.
Did you?
Remember a single thing.
Hilarious. No program for you, pal. So recapping it, if you think about it for a second, like a holiday, a setback, it's an emotional roller coaster. It's something that knocks you off your fucking perch. Things get intense, like a roller coaster. You have, like, starting off, you got to understand that madness that you're feeling that's the feeling after the holiday or the setback. You're like, fuck this. No fucking way am I keeping on. No, I can't do it. Unmotivated. What you got to understand is that emotion will eventually dissipate. And when you come off that roller coaster, which could be a couple of fucking weeks later, or it depends on when you take the action, you'll be fine. The feelings are fleeting. They're not like permanent states, but your action determines your state. You got to realize that you have a choice to do something. If you don't do something, you're not going to make anything happen. Whereas if you decide to do something and go, right, I feel like shit right now, I know how I'm going to get myself out of shit. Gym session, run, or a fucking meditation, plan my day and get the day done. Like, that's the key.
Earn it, enjoy it, pay for it, get back on it. It's as simple as that. How would you get back on it? You just literally get the fuck up off the couch and get it done.
That's another big thing, though, isn't it? It's like people have this misconception of life that, it's supposed to be great all the time, and when it's shit, the world is over. It's like, not really, man. Like, you just got to be able to roll with the fucking punches. You got to be able to roll with the punches. Like, things are good. You're going to have bad weeks. You're going to have bad days. You're going to be unmotivated. You're going to be tired. You're going to be lethargic. But at the end of the day, when you're feeling those things, that just means that later on you're going to feel good. And you got to understand that that's all it is. It's a fucking ride, the way Bill Hicks said. So if you think about that, then all you got to do is understand I can make myself feel good through very deliberate actions. So plan what you're going to do. Make sure those things that you're doing are designed to get you into a better state of mind or whatever it is, and reset button and get yourself back on track. After that, like, fucking go and do it. I guarantee you that 1 month hiatus where you disappeared turns into a 1 day hiatus where you needed to recover. That's as simple as I can make it. And that's the same with any setback. Hit the reset button, prioritize and execute, and fucking get it done. End of. Anything to add there, Pedro?
There was a thing that popped up on my memories last week was, do you remember UFC Dublin? Did you go to that?
UFC London? Dublin, what, years? McGregor Brandao?
No, it wasn't McGregor Brandao.
It was the second one, was it?
Yeah, when Ash the Bash was fighting and Paddy Houlihan.
Yeah. Paddy Houlihan,
so we were at that, and the morning after popped up on my stories, and it was last Saturday when it came up on my story. And last Saturday I was up and I was doing a park run.
Yeah.
And the comparison was, so I saw that as I was getting ready for the park run while I was doing my stretching. And what happened? Well, maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago, say. And it was me saying, you know, the world can go and fuck itself. I'm dead. Leave me alone. And it was a hot chicken roll, right? Cheese and coleslaw, GTA 5 on the screen, bottle of Lucozade, can of Monster, three pack of Snickers bars, and a 6-pack of Monster Munch. Everything can fuck off. And the difference between then and now is night and day.
Mental. You couldn't. If you were at that now, man, you'd be fucking about to shoot yourself. You would. Think about it.
They're drinking Lucozade and Red Bull and all when you're come over dying on the couch. Like, you just go, what the fuck is going on? The body doesn't know what to be doing with itself.
Doesn't. It's funny how you adapt to doing that. You adapt to the madness of just eating fucking garbage. Stop caring. Like, you might have a day, you know. Like,
I also understand where people are coming from being there myself. When you are doing some really, really hard work, especially if you've done months and months of hard work, and then you have this blowout coming up, especially the first time you have a blowout when you're in Sheffield.
Yeah, you're nervous.
And you do feel this kind of nervousness about it. But you always seem to put me at ease when I have a week off. You're like, listen, you know, forget about it. Go and fucking enjoy yourself. We'll talk about it when you get back. That kind of thing, you know. But I do know what people are talking about, especially when you are off and all of a sudden you think that it is going to be a reset to default, but not just a reset of a couple of days. Like, you know that way? It's not a full default switch. You're not going back to square one.
Yeah, it's not square one at all. That's what people have to understand. It's not square one at all. And, you know, I'm not like, I suppose some chefs have this misconception, especially when you're, you know, into your lifestyle, into your fitness. People have a misconception that it's like, I'm just on all the time, or that when you're fit and healthy that you never fucking go on a session. I'm as mental as fucking anyone for a session. Same thing with my fucking mates. You know what I mean? And it's not like, I will always have a balance of that. Obviously, I don't do it regularly. It might be every couple of months that I might have a fucking blowout, but I still have them. You know what I mean? And it's normal to have them, and you should have them. Life is too fucking short to be sitting there on your couch eating fucking, you know, Halo top 200 calorie ice cream on a Saturday night while you watch fucking Love Actually or whatever. You can't do that every week. You know what I mean? That's your blowout. Like, fuck off. Like, live life a little, will you? You know, there's better things. There's things to be. The reason I take care of myself is to manage my physical health, but it's also to manage my mental health. And that's why 90% of my time is spent living a disciplined life. But you have to have a bit of madness. You have to have madness. You know, we're human. We need it. You know, if you're a super straight edge person and fucking listen, whatever you're into, but, you know, I know.
You're a boring cunt.
Yeah, you're a, you know what I mean? But I know for chefs, you listen, you know, we all have that. You wouldn't be in this fucking industry if you didn't have that touch of mental to you, you know, and you weren't, you know, you didn't have that in you. You can't just retire that, you know,
Yeah. And
unless,
there are as well, there are people that can't, you know, especially with chefs and like chefs us in Sheffield that are getting away from that lifestyle as well, and
yeah,
they can have a fear of an upcoming session
I
because
get it.
they'll think that they'll again hit the default, and
It's
that's coming from a place of
fear, totally, yeah.
yeah,
I could end up, but like, if it's think about the context though, you know, like if you're addicted to something, you know what I mean? Like a lot of chefs might have an issue with booze, or, you know, the same way I had issues with smoking weed and, you know, smoking cigarettes. Like we all have some kind of vice. And depending on how, I think the longer you spend in that career or that industry, you know, probably the more you rely on your vices if you go unchecked. You know, you know, the drinking thing might go from like having a fucking couple of drinks a week to every night to 3 beers a night to 6 beers a night. Fucking, I'm having, you know, I'm having 8 or 10 cans a night, or I'm having a fucking half a bottle of whiskey, you know, just to wind myself down. And when you're in that position, understanding that changing your lifestyle and sticking to it is vital, because there's a very good chance you have a problem with the booze. You know what I mean? And that's, again, it's a common thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but maybe in those situations you don't go off the fucking rails. Whereas if you're someone who just takes care of themselves and you don't necessarily have insane addictions, and you've done your time where you've built habits within exercise and you've built routines for yourself and you've built rituals, then all you have to do is have that blowout and go back to the routine of the ritual. I think the problem is not having anything structured, you know. Structure saves you. Like my structure in the morning of the meditation, the run, the fucking diary, the cold shower, like that's that's a deliberate set of actions done in order to get myself, you know, into a better space. That's my structure within the morning, you know. And then when I go about my work day, I have a plan in place, you know, even if it's a fucking 3 lines written down on a piece of paper of what big things I need to get done, or it's more in depth, it's still a plan of action. By bedtime, it's a similar enough story. I still have a routine around my bedtime where I'm fucking reading beforehand, and I'll always make sure I'm not using my phone for 20 or 30 or maybe even an hour before my bedtime. And by building habits around those routines, it kind of just becomes who you are. So for me, a blowout at this point, and this is a good point to make, a blowout for me is an irregularity. It's not a regularity. Do you know what I mean? It's irregular for me to do that. And when I come back, I kind of crave my routine. I crave being back in that mix. Whereas I think for a lot of people, if you haven't built, let's say you're trying a diet and you're trying really hard at this fucking diet and you lost a bit of weight, but you haven't necessarily got a structure to rely on. You're just going, I'm just not eating shit and I'm eating, you know, this. Then you'll go on a session and you'll come back, and because you didn't really have a deliberate structure that you live by, boom, it's out the window. That's actually an important point to make, is that you need habits and you need structure to go back to after a setback. Because if you don't, then you're just kind of picking shit up and throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks. And that's really, really vital to get into your minds. So subscribe to the channel, thumbs up on the video, give us an old 5-star jobby for the old goat ring there. 5-star review on iTunes, 5-star review, and give us a download on Podbean. Download the other episodes, subscribe to the channel there. Share this on social media. I really, really appreciate it. Our downloads on Podbean are fucking flying up now, which is great. So thank you for everyone that supports the podcast and listens to us week in, week out. Keep the love coming and share it with the chef who needs to hear it. That in mind, I will catch you all very soon.
peace.
Stay safe, Chief. Be good.
Good luck.